when you... Is that not where you stick a hamster up your arse? Babe, I've just found out what it is. Let me send it you. I can't.
Sorry, I got distracted then by talking about very rude things with Scott Page. He's a bad influence, that boy. Hello and welcome to day 5 of May, Myself and I. Today's word is eggs. When I picked this word out of your suggestions on Instagram, I did wonder how I was gonna make a video revolving around eggs. I was like, do I bake something? But then I'm living at Tom's and I don't really want to make a mess in their kitchen and I don't want to like film around other people. I've been a vlogger for 7 years and I still feel uncomfortable vlogging around other people. But then I realised there's a saying about eggs, funnily enough, that I would be interested in making a video about. So I will hand you over to Brad Pitt for a second to explain.
You want to make an omelette, you gotta break some eggs.
I'm gonna be honest, I've never seen Fight Club. I know. I will watch it. I will get round to watching it, I promise. But that was the first thing that came up when I looked up this saying. So, that saying is basically just a more poetic and eloquent way of saying sometimes you have to do something very difficult in order to achieve something bigger. Not to talk about running again, it's literally becoming a drinking game. Take a shot every time Carrie mentions running. I have now got it into my head that I want to run the 2020 marathon. Don't, honestly. If you'd asked me 6 months ago whether I wanted to run a marathon, I would have run away from you. And then you would have watched my lungs burst as I collapsed in the middle of the road because I couldn't run more than 30 seconds. Look, I'm not promising to run the marathon, I'm just saying it's an idea in my head, but training for a 10k is hard, let alone training for a marathon. And the reason this saying applies is because there are going to be times when my whole body aches. There have already been times when my whole body aches. And running is just, it's difficult, it's hard, especially when you're just starting out. And the times when my ankles hurt, and the times when my throat's burning from the cold air outside, and the times that I'm sweating so hard that I think there's no water left in my body, that's the breaking of eggs. The omelette is when I pass that finish line on May 27th after the Vitality 10k. That's the omelette. And in order to get that omelette, I have to break some eggs, which is all the training. When I was in Heather's and we were rehearsing like 12 to 13 hour days and we'd wake up on a Sunday feeling like we'd just been sat on by an elephant, that was the breaking of eggs, and the omelette was opening night. The omelette was having Lin-Manuel Miranda come to me after the show at the after party and tell me I was brilliant. Biggest omelette ever, that one. I'm in a concert tomorrow. It's West End Does Magic of Animation Part 2. We did Part 1 last year. And the stress of learning songs you don't know and worrying about the fact that you're going to come in when nobody else comes in, that's the breaking of the eggs. And then the omelette is going to be tomorrow night when I'm having a drink with everyone after the show, and it all went absolutely fine. I have definitely been guilty in the past of finding reasons and excuses not to break any eggs because it's too hard, or it takes too much effort, or it takes too much time, and I'm scared of the outcome, I guess. Like running, like I said, shot. Running is one of those things where I just couldn't be asked. I was being lazy about it, I guess. It was just something that I didn't want to put my time and effort into because I knew it was going to be really difficult. And so I found my excuses and I found my reasons not to break those eggs. But that meant I would never have an omelette. That meant I would never have those achievements like running past the finish line. I'm very aware that I haven't actually done those things yet. I haven't got my omelette yet when it comes to running. Hopefully, eventually I will. I've been breaking my eggs so far, so fingers crossed. But sometimes we find excuses to avoid doing the more difficult things, even though we still would quite like the achievements. But the reality is there are lots of things in life that are worth doing that we would really like to achieve that require sacrifices. J.M. Barrie said, you can have anything in life if you will sacrifice everything else for it. That's just the way life goes. If you want an omelette, you need to break a few eggs. So I encourage you all to break a few eggs. Literally and figuratively. See you tomorrow.